All right, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack the profound theological depths of Surah Al-Fatihah. We're going to be looking at this through the lens of Maulana Maududi's incredibly famous exegesis, Tafhim al-Quran. Now, for those who study the Quran, Al-Fatihah is the opening chapter. It's the very first thing you read. But as you'll see, it's so much more than just a simple introduction. According to the text, it is the absolute nucleus of the entire Quran. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover A, prayer and its answer, the etiquette of praise, balancing mercy and justice, exclusive worship and help, the straight path explained, and we'll wrap it all up with a daily reality check. Let's get right into it. Starting off with Section 1, a prayer and its answer. To really grasp this chapter, you've got to understand its structural purpose. Tafhim al-Quran makes this incredible point. Putting this chapter at the very beginning, it's not just some literary formality. It's actually a prayer, and the rest of the book is its answer. So the source explains that God is essentially teaching the reader how to actively ask for guidance before they even read page 1. It creates this profoundly interactive dynamic. You aren't just passively consuming words here. You are actually making a direct request. So look at how this dynamic plays out. Step 1, the seeker, and that means you, the reader, makes a heartfelt plea. You're basically saying, show me the way. And step 2, the creator responds. The remainder of the entire Quran is framed as the direct, detailed response to that exact prayer. It's like you're asking for a map, and the rest of the book is that exact map unfolding right in front of you.
Moving right along to Section 2, the etiquette of praise. The commentary points out that there's a very specific protocol for making this grand request, and it begins with Bismillah, in the name of God. Now, the source notes this isn't just a phrase. It acts as a powerful threefold ethical filter. First off, you naturally pause before doing something you probably shouldn't if you have to invoke God's name first, right? Second, it completely purifies our intentions for the good things we actually do. And third, it acts like a shield, invoking divine help, blessings, and protection for whatever we're setting out to achieve. And before asking for a single thing, we're taught to say Alhamdulillah, which means all praise belongs to God. But it's way more than just a simple thank you. According to the text, it represents two massive concepts. First, you're acknowledging the ultimate source of all beauty and perfection in the universe, entirely independent of us. And at the exact same time, you are expressing deep, profound gratitude for the blessings you do receive. Next, we run into the word Rabb. Tafhim al-Quran breaks this Arabic term down beautifully to show that God isn't just a creator who, wound up the universe like a clock and then just stepped back. Absolutely not. Rabb means the active, present master and owner. It means the sustainer who actively nourishes us every single second. And it means the sovereign ruler who governs the systems of life. It's a beautifully comprehensive, all-encompassing relationship. All right, on to Section 3, balancing mercy and justice. The text navigates a really delicate, fascinating balance here. On the one hand, we have Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. These represent an almost unimaginable, continuous flow of boundless mercy and hope. But literally right next to that is Malik Yawmuddin, the master of the Day of Judgment. The commentary points out the sheer psychological brilliance of this. Placing infinite mercy right next to absolute justice creates a perfect psychological equilibrium in the believer. You're filled with hope and compassion, sure, but you are also firmly grounded by a deep sense of absolute accountability. Which brings us to Section 4, exclusive worship and help. Up until this point in the chapter, the focus has entirely been on God's attributes. But now, it shifts to the individual's relationship with Him. And what's super fascinating here is the grammar itself. The text uses an Arabic grammatical concept called hasr, which denotes strict exclusivity. It completely shifts the meaning. It's not just, we worship you, which, let's be honest, kind of leaves room for worshiping other things on the side. No, it's the absolute, uncompromising, we worship only you. The source explains that this deliberately cuts the root of associating any partners with God. In Tafhim al-Quran explains that this exclusivity applies to all three layers of ibadat, or worship. By saying this, believers are declaring three huge things. 1, they will not bow in reverence to anyone else. 2, they will not give absolute obedience to anyone else. And 3, they will not live in servitude to any ultimate authority other than God. So it is a complete, holistic commitment of your entire existence. Let's dive into Section 5, the straight path explained. So with that relationship clearly defined, the actual prayer finally begins. The source makes a really vital clarification right here. Sirat al-Mustaqim, or the straight path, isn't just some vague spiritual wish. It's not a quick fix for whatever problem you're having today. It is a plea for a comprehensive, moral, ethical, and practical compass. You are asking for a complete, unerring system of life that guarantees true success, and not just right now in this world, but for eternity. To make this incredibly concrete, the prayer references 3 distinct historical archetypes to define this straight path. First, you have the favored. These are people like the prophets and the righteous, whose exact path we are actively asking to join. Then you have those we actively ask to avoid. You've got the condemned. These are people who knew the truth but arrogantly rebelled against it, like historical tyrants such as Pharaoh or Nimrod. And finally, the astray. Those who just completely lost their way due to ignorance or sheer stubbornness. So it brilliantly defines the path by both who walks it and who entirely misses it.
And finally, Section 6, a daily reality check.
To wrap things up, Tafhim al-Quran notes something pretty amazing. Through just 7 short verses, this opening chapter acts as a master summary. It literally condenses the entire conceptual universe of the Quran. We're talking strict monotheism, absolute certainty in the afterlife, the true essence of worship, and the ultimate quest for guidance into one beautifully concise daily pledge. The whole shebang is packed right here into these opening lines. But the commentary leaves us with a final, highly provocative thought. You see, since this prayer is repeated by believers numerous times every single day, we really have to ask ourselves, are we just mindlessly reciting this request? I mean, are our everyday choices secretly dragging us toward the exact archetypes of the condemned and the astray, even as our tongues are actively praying to avoid them? It's a massive reality check, demanding that we actually align our daily actions with this ultimate prayer for guidance. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this deep dive leaves you with plenty to reflect on today.